It is about the law and people. That is not a legal defense, let me tell you. And how people can resolve and better themselves.
Justice with passion.
I knew I was going to go into law because I always defended everybody. I was always the one who found a solution and tried to resolve the problem by having people talk to each other.
Justice with truth.
So I'm giving you one more chance to tell me the truth.
This is Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. Franklin Miles is suing Arnold Pierce in the amount of $360. Mr. Miles claims Mr. Pierce owes him the winnings from a lottery ticket he accidentally left in the defendant's car. Mr. Miles says he shouldn't have to pay Mr. Pierce since the ticket was abandoned in his car and claims the plaintiff owes him over $200 anyway.
All parties have been sworn in, Your Honor.
Thank you, Bernard. Mr. Miles, you are suing your friend, Mr. Pierce, for $360.
That's correct, Your Honor.
What happened?
Well, what happened was we used to be friends. Arnie and I were in community college. We were taking a philosophy class. I was taking it for credit. He was taking it for fun, okay? That's the kind of guy he is. He's a little bit anal retentive, okay? So after the class was done, I told him, hey, man, I'm looking for a job, and he's a good guy. He said I got one at the telemarketing firm that he works at. So I'm thinking, hey, he's not such a bad guy. We become friends, and he starts...
How long were you friends for?
It was like 6 months or so.
6 months?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And he gives me rides to work. I think nothing of it. It's like what friends do, the back and forth of being friends. You don't think, hey, I better... Mark, every time he does this, I owe him gas money. He never mentioned it.
Well, it was a little one-sided.
Oh, come on. So,
Mr. Pierce, I understand you found him the job?
I did, yes.
Okay, is that where you work also?
Yes, at the telemarketing.
Okay, and why did you find him a job?
Because he was my friend. He was a good guy. I knew him from class. He was funny. We became friends, and I wanted to help him out.
Okay, all right, and I understand, so then you would take him to school every day? I mean, to work every day?
I'd give him the rides, yes. I'd give him rides, yes.
Really? Did you guys live near each other?
we lived pretty close.
Okay.
I didn't think it was a big deal.
Okay.
Just a little favor.
Okay, a favor. All right, for a ride to and from work every single day?
Not every day. I would take the bus sometimes, It's like, just when he could. It wasn't like extra work for him.
Okay.
It shouldn't be extra money either.
Did you go out of your way to pick him up?
It was on the way to work. It wasn't so much the rides, so much as the bills that he would charge to me.
Okay, like what kind of bills would he charge?
Well, we would go get coffee, or we would get breakfast or lunch, or beers after work, and he would never be able to afford it. Or he would conveniently forget his wallet. Or he would just ask me if I could pick up the tab. And,
I really did forget my wallet. It wasn't like I made that up.
Okay, all right. So then he would never have money for coffee or...
Right, and after a while, that adds up. And I'm not made of money. I'm a little bit better off than he is financially because I've saved. But...
So then did he ask you, Mr. Pierce, so let's say, well, how often did you guys go out for coffee or for lunch or drinks after work?
Every couple of days, at least once a week, we would do something extracurricular from besides work.
Okay, but how about work? How often would you guys go to lunch together during the week at work?
A couple times, I suppose.
And did you always pay for lunch?
Just about.
Okay, and did you ever say, you got to pay me back?
Yeah, well, he would mention, he's like, yeah, he would say that he would make sure to pay me, to reimburse me for this. And I would say, like, okay, well, look, man, I'll spot you, but, I can't keep paying for you all the time, so... Okay.
He wasn't that clear, okay? We were just going to lunch. He said, I got you this time. I said, I'll pay you back
you said
when I have the money. When I have the money.
Mr. Miles, is it reasonable to conclude or to think that your friend's going to spot you for lunch every single time?
You know what? That's a good point.
And for coffee every single time, and for a beer after
work. But why keep the tab open forever, right? He should have been, after a week, should have been like, hey, man, you owe me like $10, $30.
I shouldn't have to keep track. You should, as a friend,
exactly.
you should just...
He shouldn't have to. Nobody should remind you that you owe somebody money.
We were friends, Your Honor, and I thought that he knew he would trust me.
But you're not a freeloader.
I'm not a mooch. You can call me anything you want. I'm not a mooch.
Well,
I promise.
Like you were. You haven't paid him for how long? Have you not paid? Has he not paid you for coffee?
It's been adding up for a few months now.
Wow.
That's not even why we're here.
Oh, okay. So why are we here then?
We're here because I bought...
So you don't owe him money? You're saying,
well,
so it's irrelevant that you owe him money?
I agree that I owed him money.
Yeah, I don't see him suing you for money.
Exactly. So I'm here because I bought a lottery ticket, one of those scratch-offs that you get at 7-Eleven, okay? And I'm a little unorganized sometimes. I left it in his car. Okay, a few days pass and I go, hey, Arnie, you got that ticket? I was gonna scratch it off and see if I was a winner. And he said, yeah, I got the ticket. Not only that, it was a winner for 360 bucks. I was like, that's great. So can I have the money? He said, no, because you owe me the 200 bucks and whatever, and I'm gonna keep the rest because I'm probably gonna do other stuff for you for God knows how long. Like, what is that?
Coming up on Justice for All.
You know, he just doesn't trust me, Your Honor.
Well, it's been a little bit while since you paid me back. Since
Look,
you
there's
didn't offer to pay me
intangibles
back.
in a friendship. How many times did I introduce you to a girl? I'm not charging you money like I'm some matchmaker. Like we're friends, you know? Like that's
Yeah,
what
but
people
you're not
do.
like some date that I'm taking out where it's expected that I pay for it.
And later,
Why were you soliciting money?
I was trying to expand the marketing. I was trying to, mostly, the aim was, the quota was $20,000.
closed captioning provided by. If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. We're back with the case of Franklin Miles, who is suing Arnold Pierce for property loss.
Dude, like, you can't decide when and where I'm gonna pay you back. We could have agreed on a payment plan or something.
When you had extra money, you pay him back. This is extra money.
Look, I have other things I gotta pay, Your Honor. I got bills and stuff, and like,
You have
as a
an income
friend.
from a job that I got you.
Well, thank
this
you.
is all extra.
So you found
give it to
me the job. Does that mean you?
What were you doing with the money you were making at work?
I was using it for expenses. Like I've got tickets I gotta pay. I owe other people money.
Tickets? What do you mean tickets?
I have like a basically it's a parking ticket. Look, if it were 360 bucks American on his floor in the car, he'd basically be stealing money from me.
You abandoned it on
I
my
didn't. I
property,
accidentally
and you didn't
lost
come
it.
back to claim it for days. So
well-
it must
So
not have been
how
that
much
important to
money
you.
does he owe you, Mr. Pierce?
It would be $204.33.
$204.33.
I've never
And thi-
seen an
And this
Excel
has
spreadsheet
been
like
for
that.
how long?
A couple of months now.
A couple of months now. Okay. And did you tell him this is the money that he owes you?
Yes, in fact, I've made an entire list of receipts and accounts. I have it right here. I've shown it to him. He agreed, to his credit, when I first showed this to him, he agreed that he would pay me back when he could.
I'm a good guy. I said I'd pay him back.
All right. Let me see then. Why don't you give Renard the evidence, please?
Please look at it. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
I don't think
Did you
so.
give him a copy of this?
I've shown it to him. He looked it over right in front of me. He agreed that he said that looked about right, and he would pay me back when he could.
As a
Well-
friend, I trusted him. You know, he just doesn't trust me, Your Honor.
Well, it's been a little bit while since you paid me back. Since
Look,
you
there's
didn't offer to pay me
intangibles
back.
in a friendship. How many times did I introduce you to a girl? I'm not charging you money like I'm some
Wow.
matchmaker. Like we're friends, you know? Like that's
Yeah,
what
but
people
you're
do.
not like some date that I'm taking out where it's expected that I pay for it.
Like,
Like-
obviously, we're not dating, dude. That'd be
So, so you have a copy of this tab, of Franklin's tab?
I don't.
You
I
don't?
just trust him on it.
So then you have the exact date, the exact time when you purchased Starbucks coffee and food, $9.33.
I did have receipts, yes.
And you have all your receipts?
Not with me, but after writing down the receipts, then I put them on the spreadsheet.
Well, you have lunch at Rubio's, you have Starbucks again, drinks at Phil's Tavern, pizza
That was a good night.
at Antonio's, Starbucks.
That you owe me money from.
Drinks, movie tickets.
We're friends.
Lunch at City Walk. Drinks
Friends pay each other back.
at Phil's Tavern. You guys like
You
Phil's
let it go
Tavern?
on and on and on and on.
That's
and on.
pretty detailed. I
Well,
mean,
that's who
pretty
he
detailed.
is, Your Honor. And for a while, we were like the odd couple.
$204.33. That's a lot of money.
Thank you.
That's a lot of money. So when you saw that when did you see this tab? This very very
It
organized
was a couple
tab?
months ago. He showed it to me.
Uh-huh.
And I told him that when I had the money, I would pay him back when I was able to.
Okay.
Yeah, and with this lottery ticket, that would mean you were able to. That means I should have the money.
Look, you don't get to decide how and when, right? Like, we're friends. I should have been able to have been like, hey, look, 50 bucks this month, 20 bucks another month.
So if you think that's okay, then he can just give you the $360 whenever he feels like it. So if those are the rules we want to establish, then he has the right to give it to you whenever he feels like giving it to you, because you're telling him, I'm going to pay you back whenever I feel like paying you back.
Your Honor, he took that ticket. It was mine.
No, he found it in his car. Somebody left it there.
I mean, if
How was he supposed to know it was yours? It could have been somebody else's.
I give rides to a couple of different people.
How many people are buying lottery tickets in his car?
I don't know how many people are, and how many people aren't paying him back when they owe him over $200. And they keep saying, I'm going to pay you back, and they don't.
Look, I
mean,
want
so you
to
need
pay
to
him
figure
back.
out what you want. Do you want to live by your rules, or do you want to live by the rules that everybody lives by? You borrow money, you pay it back. You find a lottery ticket that's not yours, you give it back. So which rules do you want? Do you want your rules, or do you want my rules?
Does my rules mean I get the money?
No. No. Because
just-
in your rules, in your world, you don't have to pay back. You can pay him back whenever you feel like it. So that means he can give you the $360 whenever he feels like it.
Your Honor, if I were getting a loan at the bank, you're right. But we're friends. Like,
But it doesn't matter. You're using the friendship excuse too broadly, to your convenience. It can't happen that way. I mean, you can't really manipulate and abuse friendship that way. So, Mr. Pierce, on another note, you knew it was his lottery ticket. You knew it was his money. You knew it was his. You should have kept it. You know you should have kept it, right?
I assumed it was...
I mean, I would have been pretty upset and probably peeved that he had not paid me the money back. And what's he doing buying a lottery ticket if he owes you money? I get that. I get that whole thing. But it's not yours. So you know you have to give him back that money, right? Because you don't do that. You just don't keep it because he owes you money. That's not how it works either. You give him his lottery ticket, and then you ask him for his money. If he doesn't give you, then you can sue him. Do you have $360 on you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, pull it out.
5, 2.
Bernard, can you get the $360 from him, please? Just quickly count it and make sure it's 360.
It's 360.
Okay, can you give it to Mr. Miles? Wait there for a second. Can you give Bernard $210, please? Give him the 360. Can you give Renard back 210?
It's 204.
210, you're giving him a tip. Can you give that to Mr. Pierce?
Thank you. Thank
Okay?
you.
That's how it happens in the world, understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All rise.
Judge Perez has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has returned $150.
I hope you're happy with your winnings. Just know you're never borrowing money from me again.
Of course I'm happy. I'm just mad I had to take you to court just to get my money back. You got yours. You should be fine.
Coming up on Justice for All.
My product is already done. We are waiting for the patent of it.
Okay.
And
All right, so it's done,
yes, it's
but
done.
you're waiting for patent approval.
Yeah, yes,
so it's
ma'am.
technically not done,
well,
right?
yes.
Closed captioning provided by. You're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. Franklin Vickers is suing Jacob DeCastro in the amount of $750. Mr. Vickers claims he contributed to Mr. DeCastro's crowdfunding campaign, but never received his contribution award. Mr. DeCastro says they're still going through the patent process and says they've kept investors in the loop with multiple progress reports.
Mr. Vickers, you are suing the defendant, Mr. DeCastro, for $750. You feel that an investment you made into his company was a sham? You feel defrauded, so you want the money back?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Explain.
Well, I've been a gamer my entire life. I've always wanted the next and best great thing in gaming. It's always been a hobby of mine. So I was online one day, and I found an ad that caught my eye. It was basically, it said Spectrum 3D video game console. So I clicked on it, I figured what the heck, and I went to the site, and it was actually a crowdfunding website in which the defendant was asking money to increase the popularity of this because apparently it had already been done, but he just wanted to publicize it more. So I read through the entire thing. I was still interested in it. There was a video on it of the defendant himself describing how he wanted to implement 3D graphics and gaming and just make a system, which was the Spectrum 3D.
Is that what you were really trying to?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so explain, why did you set up a crowdfunding campaign? Website.
Well, the crowdfunding was merely for advertisement and marketing. My product is already done. We are waiting for the patent of it. And
all right, so it's done.
Yes,
but
it's done.
You're waiting for patent approval.
Yeah, yes,
so it's
ma'am.
technically not done,
Well,
right?
yes, ma'am.
Coming up,
So when you got the second letter, it says within a year. Did you really expect it was going to be done in a year if you knew this information about the patent?
I did.
Really?
Closed captioning provided by. You're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. We're back with the case of Franklin Vickers, who is suing Jacob DeCastro for fraud.
Why were you soliciting money?
I was trying to expand the marketing. I was trying, mostly, the aim was, the quota was $20,000. We hit the quota and much more. We were trying to have a grand opening in Times Square.
So then at $750, what would he get?
He would get the video game system, the headset, the gloves, the console.
Okay. So the product you're trying to get patent is what he would get?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Vickers, did you review the contract carefully before you, or did you look at the terms before you submitted the $750?
No, there was nothing on the site saying that there was a patent pending. It was just, I saw on the rewards and incentives list the $750 donation. I felt that was best for me because of the rewards that I would get through that when he described that to me.
Okay.
Which I also have, if you'd like to see.
Give Renard all of your evidence.
Okay. And in the second email, he described how it would be done and the purchases would be shipped out in about a year.
Okay.
Which is when the patent would be successfully fulfilled.
They didn't guarantee a year. They say we expect to have an answer within a year.
Yeah.
Okay, so that wasn't a firm date. Do
No,
you know anything about patents and how long they take?
Yes, I do.
What do you know?
They take about 3 years to make, and
They take a long time.
Yeah.
Sometimes they can be as little as less. Sometimes they can be 3 years. Some can be pending forever. It depends if somebody has something similar. I mean, it really depends. So when you got the second letter, it says within a year. Did you really expect it was going to be done in a year if you knew this information about the patent?
I did.
Really?
Judge Perez's verdict when Justice for All returns. Promotional consideration provided by.
So a year goes by.
The year goes by, and so I go onto the crowdfunding website. I get a message when I log in, and it says that it would be delayed product release.
After a year, that the patent wasn't complete. Did you notify all the investors?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I have the email sent to me as soon as it was declined, and as soon as that happened, I actually resent another application to repend it. It was a manufacturer copy infringement issue. That's why they denied me.
All right. The problem is that neither of you should be doing business because you kind of really don't understand the real world. You may laugh, but it's true. So, unfortunately, I cannot grant your claim because neither of you have given me any other evidence to contradict what the conclusion I've come to. Okay? So based on that, I will deny your claim for $750. I hope he's a man of his word, but I don't think this is going to happen anytime soon. Okay? Good luck.
All rise.
Judge Perez has ruled. The case has been dismissed.
I still believe that you scammed me. I wish I just had done more research before investing into your console.
Listen, man, as soon as the patent is approved, I will get you the console. You have my word.
This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.